Unfortunately, I can't make it bold or anything like that. And ideally, I would have dimmed the front lights, but this room doesn't allow me to do it. Do not view this statement as an equality, okay? That equals is not an equality operator. Because if that was, for this equation to be true, IPV had to be 0, right? That equal sign over there is called an assignment operator. It basically says, go to a place in memory that is tagged present set cache. Grab its value. Go to the memory to a place that is tagged IPV. Grab its value. Add them up. And take that sum and put it back to the place in memory that is called present set cache. I'm basically updating it. When I'm done, I basically did it for all of them. First, it's going to do it for the first one, second one, third one. Every time it's going to calculate the present value, and it will add to the running sum. And these loops are, very powerful instruments. Now, let's go ahead and use this. Let me put cache rate I don't particularly care about spelling. Well, at this point, we know the order of the arguments, number of years, then cash amounts. The third argument is the interest rate, and the fourth argument is the frequency. Okay. Let me shift this here. Just to check whether or not we're doing the same thing, let's calculate those PVs separately. Take the cash, divide it by 1 plus the interest rate, period interest rate raised to the power number of periods and let's calculate their sum. You can actually do an auto sum like that, and just to see the difference, it's precisely 0. Not that it's surprising, but it tells us that we have not made a mistake. Once you wrote the code like that, going and calculating the duration is not going to be very complicated. Remember, I am a civilized person, which means I'm going to reuse things that I already have. I'm going to take this code, copy. I'm going to call this duration set cache. And the arguments are exactly the same. The only difference is for, come on, pen. For PV set cash, I calculated some of the present values, right? For duration set cash, it's gonna be Macaulay duration of set cash divided by 1 plus R. That's it. R being the period rate. If you remember our discussion from last time. Okay, I wrote it in the wrong place, but I can copy it. Remember, we defined financial duration, which is an approximation to percentage change in the value of a set of cash flows when interest rate is changed. Macaulay duration divided by 1 plus period interest rate. So if we calculate the Macaulay duration, we're pretty much home. And Macaulay duration of a Macaulay TI times F times PV of ith cash flow that means during that loop I'm going to actually maintain two sums. The first one is just like the PV. I'm going to maintain a sum of the PVs. In the second one, I'm going to keep updating the sum of product of number of periods and the PVs. Okay. So let's go back to our code. I don't have to, instead of set cash, this is going to be, or present set cash, this is going to be duration set cash. In fact, if I hit Control H, just in this current procedure, whenever it sees present dash, make that into duration dash. That's my lazy way of changing it. Nothing has changed with respect to checking whether or not there's an error. Period rate is the same. Again, I'm going to do the same loop. I'm going to get the iCash, I'm going to get iTime. I'm going to add just one more thing. Then I'm going to call this iCross as double. It's basically a variable that I created to calculate the cross product. Remember, iTime was number of periods until that cash flow. Take that iTime, multiply it by IPV, okay? Let's create one more variable, dim sum cross